You're watching QTV Main News at 19 hours. Government says it is President Edgar Lungu's desire that Zambians enjoy this year's Christmas without any load shedding. Brazil's leading phosphate fertilizer company, Agronelli, has started analyzing Zambian soil in order to manufacture drought-conquering fertilizer. And the Pope has prayed for a softening of stony and self-centered hearts among mankind to help end injustice in the world in his Christmas Day message. Welcome to our main news. Government says it is President Edgar Lungu's desire that Zambians enjoy this year's Christmas without any load shedding. Information and Broadcasting Services Permanent Secretary Chanda Kasolo says President Edgar Lungu always wants people not to suffer as little as possible, no matter how hard the situation is. Mr. Kasolo states that it has remained President Edgar Lungu's desire that every Zambian have availability of electricity to enable them carry on their businesses. He has told Q News that it is, however, up to ZESCO to ensure that the desires of the President are done, especially on Christmas Day. Mr. Kasolo states that at days like Christmas, ZESCO can selectively cut down supply to industries and ensure that citizens have electricity.
The one thing that we must also remember is that Christmas Day, most businesses, most industries are not working. So if ZESCO is able to isolate those areas where there's just businesses, they can switch off there and make sure the rest of the electricity is distributed to where residences are, where people are enjoying themselves on this festive day. I'm sure ZESCO have looked at that. So I think load shedding went on until about 22 hours. And when the electricity came on last night, up to now, it's on. And this is, it's wonderful, of course, but I can understand that on a day like this, when most industries are off, ZESCO can selectively switch off areas where there are industries, and the saved electricity can be shared within the areas where people live. It's nice, but I really wish, and I know the government wishes, His Excellency wishes, that we had very little load shedding so that people can carry on their activities, the economic activities in particular, to support the wealth of the nation.
The University Teaching Hospital, UTH, has recorded 13 Christmas babies that were born between 2 minutes past the hour of midnight and 08:22. 6 out of the 13 are boys and the rest are girls. Of these are a pair of twins of a girl and a boy. Meanwhile, the Levi Monarch Teaching Hospital has recorded 7 Christmas babies, as at 11 hours, of which 4 are boys and 2 are girls. And Kanyama Level Hospital has recorded 15 babies. And speaking when he visited the babies and presented Christmas hampers and baby strollers to the mothers, Health Minister Dr. ZULU said government remains committed to improving maternal health care provision in the country. Dr. Chilufya has since congratulated the mothers for safe deliveries and further encouraged health workers in various hospitals to keep being professional in their discharge of duties and ensure that they continue delivering good healthcare services to the patients. We have more in the following report.
For 20-year-old Grace Banda of Lusaka West, 25th December 2019 might just be the best day of her life so far. The 20-year-old, who has become a first-time mother, has received 3 major gifts today. She has received the gift of motherhood, the gift of twins, and a Christmas hamper accompanied by 2 baby strollers from the Ministry of Health. The University Teaching Hospital today, between 2 minutes past midnight and 8:22 in the morning, recorded 13 babies, whom among them were Grace Banda's twins. Christmas is a time to love and give, and the minister, who was accompanied by his wife, officials from the Ministry of Health, and UTH management and staff, demonstrated this when he presented hampers for the Christmas babies.
Christmas, these are the firstborns. These are the firstborns for our Christmas. Yeah. Born at 0002.
0002 minutes.
You want them nicely, so God bless you. I wish you twins.
First Christmas babies was this one and the other one from the twins. Okay. They were born at the same time. 0002.
This one was born
0002.
0002. Okay, 002. 2 minutes after the biggest baby though. 3.5 kg. Very cute. 3 point. Hapa na wamai wake mama. Naona mtu wa wamai wake. Very good. Oh, for 6 minutes after midnight.
Grace Banda and Ednes Mohango expressed gratitude for the gifts they have received.
So how do you feel having a Christmas baby, it being your first baby?
I'm very happy.
Okay. And what's your word regarding the hamper that you received?
Let's say thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Dr. Chilufya, who later addressed journalists, applauded the political will that President Edgar Lungu has shown towards improving the health sector this year and further encouraged health workers across the country to uphold professionalism and continue on the path of good health service delivery.
So as we celebrate Christmas Day today, I summon all of us to watch, to admire the transformation that has happened in the sector under the presidency of His Excellency Dr. Kachagwa. We see the Invest Teaching Hospitals with its 5 hospitals posting dividends everywhere. Secondly, I want to thank all the health workers today. As I wish them Merry Christmas, I want to thank them for working with commitment, diligence, passion, compassion, sympathy, saving lives.
Nakaonga, reporting for KTV.
MMT President Dr. Nevas Mumba has called for the expulsion of politics of hatred, violence, greed, illegalities, and vengeance in the country. Dr. Mumba states that it is the perpetuation of miseries to condone politicians who are corrupt and violent. He has told Q News that Zambians must work together to expel such politicians from both sides of the divide who perpetuate such evils. Dr. Mumba has since offered his prayer to all those families who feel excluded from the benefits that Zambia is supposed to give them as citizens. He is encouraging them to stay strong during the turbulent times. Brazil's leading phosphate fertilizer company, Agronelli, has started analyzing Zambian soil in order to manufacture drought-conquering fertilizer for the country. Zambia's ambassador to Brazil, Dr. Alfreda Kansembe Mwamba, visited Agronelli, the South American herb of fertilizer, to present Zambian soil samples from the University of Zambia, Unza School of Agricultural Sciences. Dr. Kansembe Mwamba says in Oberaba that a team of researchers at the fertilizer firm has started studying Zambian soil to determine suitable fertilizer that can deal with drought-stricken areas. Dr. Kansembe says the fertilizer has the capacity to boost the yields of crop production. First Secretary, Press and Public Relations at the Zambian Embassy in Brazil, Grace Makwani, has more in the following report.
Brazil's leading phosphate fertilizer company, Agronelli, has started analyzing Zambian soil in order to manufacture drought-conquering fertilizer in the country. Zambia's ambassador to Brazil, Dr. Alfreda Kansembe Mwamba, visited Agronelli, the South America's hub of fertilizer, to present Zambian soil samples from the University of Zambia Unza School of Agricultural Sciences. Dr. Kansembe Mwamba said in Oberaba that a team of researchers at the fertilizer firm has started studying Zambian soil to determine suitable fertilizer that can deal with drought-stricken areas.
You asked me to bring samples of soil, Zambian soil, so that you can analyze and see what type of fertilizers you can make for our drought-stricken areas. So when I traveled to Zambia in November, I went and saw the dean of School of Agri, who is a specialist in soil, Dr. Chishala.
And Agronelli has also named Zambia, among other African countries, invited to the 2020 Agro-Technology Advancement Exchange Conference in Brazil. Agronelli President Mr. Makotulo Paulinelli told Zambia's ambassador to Brazil, Dr. Kansembe Mwamba, that his company has embarked on technology transfer in agro-equipment to African countries.
E nós estamos tentando aproximar esse projeto para a Zâmbia, através do Kleber, que é o responsável.
To introduce this new program will be an exchange of technology to help African countries to set up and work better with this machines at the farms. And we are welcome Ambassador Alfredo to take to their government this new program.
Dr. Kanseme Mwamba welcomed Agroneli's initiative and assured the Brazilian firm that Zambia was on a similar path and that acquiring new technology would help the country improve the performance of the agriculture industry. Agroneli supplies phosphate fertilizer to over 200,000 small-scale and commercial Brazilian farmers and earns $50 million United States dollars from sales. Grace Makawane reporting from Uberaba, Brazil.
Still in our news, the opposition National Democratic Congress has urged Zambians to selflessly donate blood in order to support patients who are in need of blood at the hospital. Party leader Chimba Kambwili has noted that there are a lot of people in hospitals across the country who are in need of blood. And Dr. Kambwili has called on government to come up with a proper laid-down plan for the donation of blood. Dr. Kambwili has appealed to the National Blood Bank at the University Teaching Hospital, UTH, to start sensitizing the public across the country and ask them to donate blood. He has since asked members of the public to go to the University Teaching Hospital and other health facilities across the country and donate blood in order to save lives. Dr. Kambwili says it is unacceptable that the hospitals can be running out of blood, leading to loss of many lives in the country.
Blood is life. Blood is like water. There is no way a person can survive without water. Therefore, people can also not survive without blood. I think there hasn't been a proper laid out plan for the donation of blood. Please, we appeal to those who are running the blood bank, the National Blood Bank at UTH, to go out all over, sensitize the people and ask them to donate blood. And I want to appeal to the people of Zambia, please go to UTH, go to the clinics all over the country and donate blood in order to save lives. This is a very, very serious situation where the blood bank at UTH can be running out of blood, resulting into deaths. I remember when we were in school at Mpatamato Secondary School, every Thursday, Ron General Hospital, when it was run by ZCM, used to come and pick some students with a bus to go and donate blood. That does not happen now. Go into the schools, go into the villages, pick the students to go and donate blood. This situation of not having blood is a very, very serious indictment. Ministry of Health must wake up. Ministry of Health must provide leadership. Traditional leaders, I call upon all traditional leaders to sensitize the people to go and donate blood. This situation is worrisome.
You're still watching QTV Main News at 19. We take our first set of commercials. We'll be back shortly.
With Minato, you can learn Japanese anytime, anywhere, for free. JF Japanese e-learning, Minato.
Paintball Mania, an amazing arena for your fun and entertainment. Come and have fun playing paintball with your friends, family or co-workers. It doesn't need any particular sporting ability and is great for both men and women, as well as anyone aged 10 years and above. We have drinks available on site, as well as barbecue that guests can use. At Paintball Mania, we also arrange birthday parties, team building, stag do's, hen parties, events, private games and more. It only costs 100 kwacha per person, and this includes 100 bullets. unlimited gas and full safety gear. Extra bullets range in costs. We also offer go-karting for kids of 12 years and younger at only 25 kwacha. We are located on Leopards Hill Road, just after BMW. Open Wednesdays all the way to Monday, between 8 hours and 17 hours. For bookings and other inquiries, please call 0976 096 944 or 0969 958 539. Paintball Mania, where the fun is art.
We now take you to Southern Province, where a traditional leader in Sinazongwe district of Southern Province has cautioned the public on the consequences of forcing children into marriages. Chief member of the Tonga-speaking people in Sinazongwe is worried that the district is still recording some cases of child marriages, with nearly 1 in 2 girls married before. The traditional leader has warned parents against marrying off underage children, stressing that the recommended marriage age is 18 and that there should be no any compromise. He is challenging the community members to be able to stand up against the child marriages and quickly report those parents who wants to marry off their children at a tender age to police or the chiefdom for quick action. Chief Mwemba has noted the need to protect the child from challenges that affect their health, well-being and education. He says that the country should strive to keep children in school all the time.
You see, there is no need for a younger girl of 13 years or 12 years to get married. That is, I don't know whether it is poverty or what and what, because the parents, they have no money to take their children to school. And if I hear that the parents have made their daughter to be married when she's 12 or 13 years, I'm sure such parents must be punished. I am trying to fight that, and I don't want to hear that, because I need education. I need younger girls to go further so that they can develop our country when they get educated.
A Zambian student in India mistaken for a ghost worker has thanked government for the quickest intervention to restore her salary. India's NIMS University psychology student Hope Namonje, currently in Jaipur, lost her salary after missing a physical head count designed to remove ghost workers from government payroll. Ms. Namonje says that she obtained a full authority for her studies as per ministerial and civil service procedures. She says her name appeared not as a ghost worker but a deserter, resulting in a salary freeze and needed to appear in person before a tribunal in Zambia to clear herself. Ms. Namonje says that she was writing examinations and could not travel to Zambia from India, especially that her salary was frozen.
I'm grateful for the government through your office and for the work that you're doing. You don't know how much grateful I am. I'm so grateful. I have never seen this kind of gesture in my life, honestly.
And Zambia's High Commissioner to India, Judith Kabuchimpanga, has called on Zambians abroad to fully utilize missions abroad as they are the branch of government abroad. This is contained in a statement released by First Secretary, Press and Tourism at the Zambian Mission in India, Bangwe, Navile.
I wish to encourage those out there who are in Zambia or who are already here in India to use the mission for their educational issues, to vet the universities, for even their trade issues, to vet the business, the would-be business partners or the would-be investors that intend to go to Zambia. Because this is a department of government, that's why we are here. I wish.
The opposition UPND has regretted that Zambia is in a financial crisis owing to the high level of debt it has accumulated. And among the Central Member of Parliament, Jack Mwimbu, has observed that the debt situation of the country has now reached an alarming level. Mr. Mwimbo, who is also leader of the opposition in Parliament, says the country's debt needs to be addressed seriously by the government.
Now, if the government has only got 9.9% of the budget to meet the discretionary funding, it entails and tells you that the country is in a very serious financial crisis. It tells you that the country cannot meet its national obligations. It tells you that the country cannot meet the cost of meeting the requirements pertaining to the hunger situation in the country. It tells you that there is a need to solicit for support from the international community. We should not be afraid or shy to state very categorically that the country is broke. The country has no money. We are aware that the country has no money because the health facilities are not being funded. The educational sector is not being funded because there is no money. There is no medicine in the hospitals because the Ministry of Health is not being funded adequately. The pupils in the schools and other higher learning institutions.
Still in our local news, Young Women in Action, YWA board chairperson Winnie Mabena has observed that there is still need to empower women to take up leadership positions in the country. Ms. Mabena says that this is why the YWA has been carrying out advocacy in various platforms to educate women on the role that they can play in society. She states that it is important that more women become entrepreneurs in the country.
So coming from Young Women in Action, our key focus is also empowering women so that they can take up leadership positions. It's not just about governance, like being in politics, but also even leadership position in organization and also owning their own small businesses, owning land. Those are the things that we have been promoting. So as this period, we've been working towards advocacy on radio, taking part in different platforms, and also the other thing that we have been doing is also creating conversations among young people where they get to engage and know what exactly they have to do to become leaders, get the mentors who can inspire them and learn from. So as young women, we've had the Women in Politics trainings where we've been training people who are aspiring for political positions, and we've also had different trainings in entrepreneurship so that young women can have self-sustained projects for themselves in their different areas of interest and also at their in their communities. So coming from young
Advocacy Against Child Abuse and Gender-Based Violence Executive Director Belion Chola has held President Edgar Lungu's worry over the rising cases of gender-based violence in the country. Mr. Chola says that this means that a lot needs to be done. He says his organization remains an advocate for the removal of bail and police bond for perpetrators of GBV.
It has always been our call that if bail and police bond facilities can be removed, I'm sure this also gives the members of parliament, the lawmakers, to know that the president who has taken a front seat in the fight against gender-based violence and his pronouncements, I'm sure that them be lawmakers, I'm sure they should step on this tone so that that motion is pushed in Parliament for the removal of police bond and bail on sexual or gender-based violence-related cases. We just hope that this petition will continue giving to them who want to be a fruition, because the fight against gender-based violence, we are trying to find a lot of remedies to make sure that we curb it, and we are pretty sure that this will be one of the remedies, because when a perpetrator is on bail or police bond, they in a number of times intimidate the victim, try to play around with evidence and intimidate them, and thereby the victim do not appreciate justice. It has always been.
A concerned citizen, Isaac Malembe, has bemoaned the continued longer hours of load shedding in certain areas of the country. Mr. Malembe has wondered why power outages take longer in areas like Chipata, Mandevu and Chaisa than any other areas in Lusaka. He thinks that ZESCO should load shed all citizens equally regardless of the area they live.
But thinking, kama wana timwa kwanisha, Lusaka yakula sana hapa. I think hapa bana 75 miles. So just because of hydroelectric power, 30 bombi, just because of wame ishtareroka. Mwana mbozi ati ni lesa, no mbani nga lesa mwini nga taidoke mfratu station. So tumwamfia kwa initiative imbi. Because mwana ati ame ishtareroke mfratu ireroka. So tuwabomfia kwa temu. Temu you can use amafuta. Tureshita malaiti. Oh, tureshita amafuta. Kwa filling station. Because of ama moto kalenda, tare shota. Why kuma light tureshota? Then in nebo ndebo mfia kuma computers na vile ndebo mfia vile. Shikwa tempi ya kutrashita na genset ni mfio kupanisha. So fondero mbako kuteko ngaparo inganja furishako. Ndipo akufika genset. Banja shibanshitira kuna ngoti masora. Because it mabo mfia ngusora. You can get the electricity from the sun. Ine kushita ama genset, inani ama solar. Ama solar amwabika pamtenge. Aye nakasuba kene kakakaba karatwara makakuma batteries.
Top stories in our news. The government says it is President Edgar Lungu's desire that Zambians enjoy this year's Christmas without any load shedding. And Brazil's leading phosphate fertilizer company, Agronelli, has started analyzing Zambian soil in order to manufacture drought-conquering fertilizer. We'll be back with international news after this break.
Lifestyle Center Furniture brings you a wide selection of household goods and furniture. We offer a variety of sofa sets for living room. These include leather, microfiber sofas, royal and Egyptian designs in gold and fabric. For bedroom deals, we have beautiful bedroom suites. Furthermore, we have Italian dining tables with mirror and console to complete the set. What's more, for office essentials, we have executives' office sofas and chairs, reception desks, carpets, cabinets to match the hall sets, conference tables, chairs, training tables, workstations, and more. Our products are durable with flexible payment plans. We have lay-by. We are open weekdays from 8 hours to 19 hours, Saturday from 8 hours to 17:30, and Sunday from 09 to 17:30. Lifestyle Center Furniture.
As another season dawns, a farmer faces many questions. How much land to plant? What's the best land preparation? When is the best time to plant? So many questions. But one thing farmers agree on, it starts with the right seed. Seedco has been planted for generations by farmers big and small, rewarding year after year with reliable performance. And all backed by the science of unmatched research in Zambia. For a profitable season and more secure future for us all, more farmers trust Seedco than any other seed. Start your season this year with Seedco. Seedco, home of bumper harvests.
At least 120 houses have been destroyed by fast-moving forest fires in the Chilean city of Valparaiso, prompting a mass evacuation, officials have said. The fires affected the Roquant and San Roque Hills and spread to two poor residential areas. All the city's firefighters have been deployed. Mayor Jose Sharp said that the fires had been started intentionally. There have been no reports of any casualties. Pope Francis has ushered in Christmas by saying God loves everyone, even the worst of us. He was speaking to thousands of people during Christmas Eve Mass in St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican. Quoting him, he said, "You may have mistaken ideas, you may have made a complete mess of things, but the Lord continues to love you." This will be interpreted by some as a reference to church scandals, including sex abuse, according to the BBC correspondent. On that note, we end the news. We'll be back for more at 10 p.m.